Okay, we're back into this. This took about like fucking 25 minutes to get back here. I gotta sit through all the fucking dialogue. I gotta sit through all the dialogue, dude. You have no idea. So, now we know this is the control. This is destroy. And this is synthesize. I have another choice where I do this and I shoot him. And then I get the refuse ending. And that gray box that Liara ended up making gets found by a different race. And it's pretty much a game over, right? So let's think about our options right now. We ended up talking to the intelligence, and he ends up stating that the reason why the Reapers exist is because synthetics and humans cannot get along, because there's a point where synthetics gain sentience and they cannot understand humans, and it creates conflict and chaos, and we cannot control it. And so they step in and stop it, just like in the previous cycle where the Protheans ended up creating an AI by accident. They quelled it, but then the Reaper's still intact regardless. What is it, 200 years ago, the Quarians got kicked out from their planets, and the Geth are here. Now, I destroyed the Geth, right? Technically, they shouldn't be attacking anymore, but things like EDI exist, you know? VIs. We've advanced to rely so much on them, and AIs are popping up all over the place, from what I can understand by what he's saying, right? Very young AIs. Right, we've hit the singularity for that. And Commander Shepard, he's been the guy who has wiped out every single... My Luna Shepard has wiped out the Thorian, has wiped out the Rachni, he has killed the Geth. His conversation with Edie, his conversation with Tali, ends up changing his mind on how he made a mistake when it came to the Geth, with Edie basically saying that she learned and she understood what is happening, right? She learned and she understands what it means to be alive now. And Edie is a very close personal friend of the crew, you know, connected with Joker, which is pretty much Shepard's best friend also. You know, everyone's friends on the ship, but you know, Joker's the life of the party, right? The joke character. Yeah. Right? She hopefully shows concern. She doesn't want to die. We ended up talking about, I ended up teaching her what it means to sacrifice yourself for the greater good, and she ends up learning from it, right? And she's like, yeah, I'll do everything to make sure Joker survives, right? Is like, you know, the smart thing to do is to like persevere, survive, and go on to another day, right? Obviously, because you want to live. But it's very interesting. Shepard would be very like confused, because I feel like he would pick the control ending, but I also feel like he wouldn't shy away from picking the destroy ending. Because the destroy ending is very interesting, because we get rid of everything and we knock everything out, all parts of technology, and we destroy the Reapers, and then we could restart again. But doing so, we end up losing everything that we have currently right now when it comes to technology, and most likely Edie. And if the Geth were still around, we would lose the Geth, right? So, and then we'll be finally free to live and do whatever we want for the sacrifice of one for many. But here, we don't have to have EDs, right? People like Edie have to go through like such a harsh learning environment, being in the military, being taught, being, you know, being a ship on a computer, being pretty much being a ship, being a computer an AI on the ship, gaining sentience, learning from the captain, learning from the Spectre on board, right? And becoming who she is. Synthetics have an issue of understanding, humanity. And humanity fears synthetics. But if we go down this path, then that means everything converges together, and the Reapers don't have a reason to continue this conflict because we got rid of the conflict. And they're always going to exist no matter what. They're always going to exist. And that's the downside to it. And this is a beautiful ending that is ideal, but what ends up happening is the Reapers exist. And my shepherd, he needs to end it. He has to end everything. And EDI has stated that she would make the sacrifice if it meant for everything. If it meant to save Joker. Right? Except she's not making the choice and I'm making it. And that's what he'll be telling himself. That EDI would have wanted this. For all life to flourish. And for a chance for her to come back again, maybe. Just maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? This might be a mistake. Bye, Dad. I'm sorry, EDI. Joker.
All fleets. The Crucible is armed. Disengage and head to the rendezvous point. I repeat, disengage and get the hell out of here.
Joker, it's time to go. Damn it.
So this ends up happening the same. So there's gonna be a few things changing here, right? We got the red light. Like I've heard of the memes of when this came out, right? People are like, oh, the red light, green light, blue light, and all that stuff. So I think what's gonna happen is that EDI is not gonna be in the ending with Joker, right? Or is she gonna collapse? Look at that, they're just getting wiped out and destroyed. All those civilizations gone. Kind of spooky, huh? And does this have a different video now? We get to see the extent of what gets destroyed. Do vehicles get destroyed too, or? And what sucks about this is that we also destroy all Prothean devices too. Every single VI. Let's see. See if they explode in this one. Big Ben looked like it was affected too, by the way. Do they just start exploding and eviscerating? They do. Look at that. Jesus. Falls over like a dead cockroach. And then it shoots it out into the mass relay. Whoa, the Citadel's destroyed. The Citadel ends up getting destroyed in the end too. Holy shit. 100% restart. Wow. That means the universe ends up becoming disconnected with this choice also. And we see that it destroys the mass relay, but it ends up going through all the systems, making sure it hits everything. This is a Normandy still running away from it. They most likely don't even know what it is, right? This looks like the beginning of a picture book. It's so silly. Anything technology based, beautiful, pristine. Leaves? No. Sorry, sir. I have a picture of leaves from outside. The PNG is really low quality. Have a picture of the leaves of outside, motherfucker. Alright? Enjoy it. And then here's to Normandy. And Edie's not gonna be here anymore. Where is she? Because they outran it. It'd be funny if all Quarians suits die. So no EDI in this one, so EDI doesn't come off. And they don't react to EDI being dead either. But Javik is there instead. Okay. So regular ships like the dreadnoughts and stuff aren't really affected.
The war is over. The Reapers have been defeated. Against all odds, and in the face of the greatest threat this galaxy has ever known, we survived. We suffered many losses. The relays are severely damaged, but we won. This victory belongs to each of us. Every man, woman, and child. Every civilization. On every world.
I wonder why they picked London. Because people were tired of seeing like New York City or something. So it's still relatively the same, right? So like people with like biotic implants aren't infected at all. It made it seem like any advancement of technology. Look at that, Zaid chilling.
Now, as we take our first steps toward restoring what we lost, we must remember what it took to win.
Oh, Jesus. That might be an issue.
This wasn't a victory by a single fleet, a single army, or even a single species. If this war has taught us anything, it is that we are at our strongest when we work together. And if we can put down our grievances long enough to stop something
Oh,
as
look
powerful
at that, it's
as the Reapers,
destroyed.
imagine what we
shit.
can achieve now that they are defeated.
Wow.
It will take time, but we can rebuild everything that was destroyed. Our homes, our worlds,
London.
our fleets and defenses. All of this and more. Together, we can build a future greater than any one
I'm sure
of
the
us
Keepers
could imagine.
rebuilt it, no issue.
A future paid for by the sacrifices of those who fought and died alongside us. A future that many will never see.
You notice how there's 3 characters that are meant to die, and then Miranda was the only character that I didn't have a head die by accident. Legion, Miranda, Morning Solace, Thane Krios, Tali. Fuck, I'm sorry, man.
And while we still have many challenges ahead of us, we can face them together.
Was EDI's name up there? I don't think I've seen EDI's name.
And we will honor those who died to give us that future.
Admiral Hackett out.
And then this is the end of wonderful, delicious Mass Effect. Now, I didn't get enough war assets to get the secret, ending, where apparently Shepard takes a breath, showing that he's still alive somewhat, right? Now, when it came to Mass Effect 3, I'm going to talk about the problems first, because I do have some problems with this game. First off, a lot of the side story missions were complete shit. To go to a planet and scan it, even though scanning has been extremely, it was it side stream? What is it called? They made it extremely easy to do it, right? It's so fucking tedious. It is so fucking tedious. Going to different systems, going back to another system because you don't have enough fuel, and it's too far away, and dealing with all that bullshit, that was fucking, I hated it. And walking around the Citadel trying to find people giving them Uber orders, it was awful. There were some really awful bad side quests, but what was really good is that there were some really good side quests, and the side quests ended up pairing in with a lot of people that we met through the game, mostly so that a majority of them ended up having to do with other people. Now, the N7 missions are kind of hit or miss. They're kind of really quick, to be honest with you. I didn't like doing them because I felt like it just kind of bloated the game a bit. They were there just to give you more war assets and whatnot. I will say the Leviathan storyline near the end is pretty good. The combat of this game is fantastic. The only thing wrong with it is the movement. The movement is still clunky, right? But I think in Mass Effect Andromeda they fixed that, and I think Andromeda has the perfect combat and movement from what I've seen, right? The DLC has been super strong. Seeing the female Turian for the first time, doing the Citadel party, doing the Aria Omega DLC. What's the other DLC? DLC and the Leviathan DLC. Or the ending of the Leviathan DLC was really, really good. This game gave me everything I wanted with characters talking with one another. The only thing it didn't give me was the ability to play with other characters. More than like the 6 or 8 that we got. I think they did that because in the previous game the cast was pretty bloated, right? And writing for all these characters is extremely hard. And putting them in like leadership positions kind of like made them important and also gave some slack to the players most likely. But I wish I was able to use a whole bunch more people. I wish that we made Elk War friends. I wish we made Anar friends. I wish we made Fortune, fucking Battalion. I wish we made more non-console races, right? All the only non-console races that we ended up like dealing with was like the Drell, the Quarians, and if you want to count the Geth as one, right? I wish there was more of them, right? Although the non-console races seem like they're kind of like less. Oh, and Javik. Javik was also DLC. Getting a Prothean and hearing him talk about everything, like bringing Javik to Thessia seems like the only way to play it, because he gives you insight and literally breaks Liara's mind. And you've been wondering about the Protheans, everything about it, and like, boom, he gives it all to you looking at the artifacts, just talking shit to Liara, which is fantastic and amazing. And he's pretty much talking shit to the Asari, who are probably one of the most selfish races in the game. Think they're better than absolutely everyone. Literally whore themselves out for about 300 years before they decide to settle down. Like, I feel like they're just like a Coomer race, right? They're just made to coom over. And that's just what they are, a Coomer race. Personally, I think the Asari have some pretty cool stuff. Seeing Samara again with her quest was really, really good. Getting these like personal hangout in your cabin and talk stuff was really, really good. I wish more of those happen. I wish there was more personal slice of life stuff. I could definitely see. Remove some of the fat of doing like the fetch quest, and then give us more slice of life stuff. Like, honestly, James really wasn't used that much. You know, give us more Trainer. Trainer was pretty great. And you know what? They did give us more Trainer in the DLC. They probably didn't expect me to be a real big thing. I will say that I am disappointed on how the Elusive Man died. It felt so flat. Hearing how badass he is like, oh yeah, do the surgery, no anesthetic, I'm gonna fucking feel it, let's do it, right? He's pretty badass, right? Great voice actor, great actor in general. He feels like a bad guy, and him being indoctrinated, it sucks. I'll definitely say it sucks, but as soon as that was brought up in the storyline, that like, oh yeah, you get indoctrinated from the inside, then it's like, oh, of course, yeah, I see how it is. I understand. You know, the cycles follow in order, and the Reapers do specific things, right? So, I completely understand that. I just wish he died better. Anderson's send-off was fine. I feel like it was fine. Him dying in that moment is like, oh, I can finally relax. You know, thinking that he saved the world. Which is sad. I wish he was able to see the end of Shepard. That's how much I prefer it. But hey, whatever. Let's see, is this the same?
Did that all really happen?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but some of the details have been lost in time.
Oh, Jesus.
It all happened so very long ago.
Don't
When can
finger
I go
fuck
to the
your
stars?
touchpad. Right?
One day, my sweet.
To say which Mass
What
Effect
will be
games... that I like the most in my head,
Anything
like,
you can imagine.
shut up,
Our
Stargazer.
galaxy has billions of stars.
To say which Mass Effect games that I like the most,
Each of those
I really like
stars
Mass Effect 1.
could have many
Even though the
worlds.
content in it was really, really bad, like, I
Every
feel
world
like the
could
main
be
missions,
home
the priority
to a different
missions,
form of life,
were really, really strong.
and every life
They were
is a
fantastic.
special story
I think
of
they
its
were
own.
like just finger licking good, and I will say
Tell me
I
another
did
story
like
about the shepherd.
the janky combat.
It's getting
You know, Mass
late,
Effect
but
2 kind of increased
okay,
everything and made things a little bit
one
better,
more
and
story.
got rid of all the janky combat. And you know, Mass Effect 3 had all the weapons, and then Mass Effect 2 had all the customizations with your look, and like it's really good. You know, it's not bad. I feel like they all have their own strengths. I feel like Mass Effect 2 was just like, oh, meet all these cool people, and then you do like 3 main missions, and then that's it. I did feel fatigued with it. Mass Effect 1 felt like it went fast. I will say there is like a fatigue and bloat in the Mass Effect games in general, and I completely understand that, because you need to pad out the game within a sense. You need content and whatnot. I will say that some of the, you know, DLC stuff is excuse me, not DLC, the some of the extra stuff is kind of like icky in my pants, you know. Let's see, let's go up to here. I will say, when you hit bad side quests, you can definitely feel it. You can feel it like 100%. I guess that's what I'm just trying to like get out here currently right now. And there's a lot of bad side quests. All right, let's see. Just examine the picture of her. Where is she? Right here. Just kind of move around, relax with her. Is there anything else that I can say? My favorite Mass Effect game, like, I really have a fondness for 1. I really like they really changed, like the opening of 2, and then like seeing like, oh my god, they're moving and it looks a lot better. We're going into the HD era. Combat is so much better. The guns feel better. The powers feel better. You know, everything starts feeling better. You know, they have world cooldowns. They're really thinking about how things are going. You know, the only downside to 2 was that you couldn't build the character that you want. And I think in 1, I think the character building in 1 is probably the best, because you could specialize into weapons and then do insane amount stupid fucking damage with them, right? In 2, you couldn't really do that. So much so you only really had 5 abilities that you could work off of. And those were kind of lame, to be honest with you. Kind of lame. Really lame. The best thing about 1 and 2 are the loyalty missions. I'll definitely say that. And then, sorry about that. And then going to 3, I'm like going off on tangents. And then number 3, when it comes to building your character, you know, we kind of got that back. We finally got Mass Effect 1 expanded a little bit, but not fully. If they allow you to train into weapons, I think it would definitely be like a better, interesting experience. You would be super more powerful, and you could create these fun builds, right? Because I feel like Vanguard is just like, yeah, you're gonna want to do Reap over and over again, right? Vanguard, yeah, you're doing Nova, you're gonna biotic charge into a Nova, and then biotic charge into a Nova, and biotic charge into a Nova, and biotic charge into a Nova, right? That's what you're gonna continuously do over and over and over again. And it just kind of feels very weird at times, I guess you can say. Let's see. I don't have all these. Let's see. We'll look at the Ceres. What does Ceres look like? I don't think I have Ceres pants. Ooh. It doesn't look too bad. Definitely doesn't look too bad. One of my casuals. You know, it has been like a pretty crazy. It's been 2 months since I've started playing this game, and I definitely took a lot of breaks into it. But like, I really enjoyed Mass Effect. Mass Effect is great. I definitely could not enjoy it when I was a younger man, right? Enjoying when I'm older and I understand stories a little bit boring, characters more. Like, it definitely, like, it's eye-opening how good this series is. And then, you know, just BioWare games, brother. Just BioWare games, you know? I will say that some of the level design kind of gets boring at times, as I've mentioned. When we were doing some of the Cerberus stuff, we were like, wow, or like going through Omega, I'm like, wow, this is the first time we're going through like alleyways and going and fighting in streets and whatever. And, you know, Earth was kind of good at moments. It felt overwhelming, I could definitely tell, but I think that's because I was playing on hardcore. And I noticed that different events happen on hardcore than they do when you're playing like narrative or easy or normal mode or anything like that, right? So it's kind of meh. It's kind of meh. I will definitely say the difficulty here was it's kind of weird. I don't know. Every game is like, oh, let's inflate the HP pool, right? Let's make you still do the same damage, but everyone does like, you know, 1.25 more damage than anything else, right? So it's like, it's kind of weird how the balancing goes for this, and I don't know how people go through insanity playthroughs, because I feel like you're just biotic charging and just surviving, and or maybe there's different builds that I just don't know of, right? Because like the melee build seems cool, but like you can't really do it very well. I could barely do it on my controller, right? I will say Zaid is a very missed opportunity when it comes to DLC characters. I will also say, I'll say Kasumi, she didn't get enough time. These are characters they probably wanted in very, very badly, and they didn't capture much of anything. And when they were about to capture something, you're like, man, I wish you were around a little bit more. Your insight's pretty crazy. I fucking love it. I will say another thing about a bad thing about Mass Effect 3 is that their saves, like, I can't save at the end of the game so I could pick the different options. They forced me to go through 30 minutes of bullshit, picking all my options again, just for Starboy to tell me what my options are, and I go left, right, or forward, right? So, like, I will say that is bad. That is really bad. Like, what if I press F9 right now? Because I made a quick save. Where is that going to take me? Did it overwrite my quick save? Like, yeah, it overridden my quick save, so it's back before I even touched Tali, right? I will say, like, this is like pretty cool stuff, like getting all the ships and whatnot. I think that's pretty great. And I can definitely say that there is love in this, and there are some bad things and there's some good things. And I heard Andromeda had a lot of issues, and definitely with how people say, like, oh, some characters are ugly or things look bad or whatever it might be. Like, this obviously has like a major following who adore it, and so much so I think there's like kind of like a Star Wars Game of Thrones effect thing going on, right? Which I could totally understand, because people absolutely adore this series, and there's tons of great characters, tons of fun characters just to kind of like talk to, hang out with, and I just wish that, like, I wish I could just do more with the characters. That it's so weird that I feel like the best thing about this game isn't like the space opera, but it's meeting new characters, talking to characters, learning about stuff, and then the stuff that you learned about ends up being executed in stories, right? That's like the best thing. Like dealing with like learning about Koreans and their bodies, and worrying about that, oh, like to Tali, we're just continuously going to be toxic to her over and over, but no, her body ends up adapting. We can be together without any issue, you know. It's very interesting. Or learning about the difference between dextro amino acid creatures and all that stuff, and just seeing like different races and how long they live and whatever it is, like all that stuff is like, it's the majesty, it's the mystery, it's the mythos. I will definitely say the Mass Effect universe is pretty good, and I really like it. And like then they give you codex just to like fucking like like keep going,
Dr.
bitch. You
Karen
thirsty?
Chakwas.
Are you thirsty for information? Boom! Look at this. You
Tachanka,
want to learn about
the
Thessia?
Asari-
Look how beautiful Thessia is.
Menai
right?
is one of two
Look at Menai.
moons
Look at the moon.
when the Turians
Look at
were
Palvin.
introduced. The planet
Look at
Rena,
Ranuk.
alternating
How about
between
Sukesh,
large,
huh?
the Asari,
You like
Tachanka,
Thessia?
the
Tachanka?
Krogan.
Like, it's fantastic. I don't regret playing this. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll be playing Mass Effect Andromeda sometime soon. Maybe literally a day after this. Who knows? But all I know is that I got a 2-month buffer. Right? Because right now, it's October 2nd that I finished the game. And you guys are going to be seeing this sometime in late November, if not early December. So I have time to relax and take a break from playing the Mass Effect games. So have a wonderful time. Bye.